But if I'm gonna be all dressed up without my hat, then I won't.
You got your Curzie Chiropractic hat on. I noticed that.
Because I won't mess up my hair.
You got the best swag in the league.
Swag. We need more swaggies. What do you want to talk about?
So you used to do a radio program.
Are we recording?
Are you transitioning?
Are we recording?
Yeah, we're 24 seconds in.
Oh man, I did a radio show about I'm going to say about 17 years ago. We did that for about 3 years, and then the radio station sold to Washington somehow, and tried to do a best of show one day. I was going, they're like, we can't do that, and I just said I quit. And then a few years ago, we decided to go back to the same station under different ownership and went downtown. And then it used to be a call-in show, but now it's Dave Stroh, the legend. He makes questions. He works all week, and then he presents me the questions. I have no idea what he's going to ask me.
He does a lot of specific chiropractic. It's all chiropractic.
So it's mostly chiropractic.
Yeah.
He'll talk about,
because I've listened to it many times.
Yeah, his biggest thing is inflammation. He's like, let's talk about inflammation today. I'm like, you love inflammation.
Do you like that format, or would you prefer? Because the stuff I kind of had was more like, I don't know, like podcasts you listen to now, and like more like, stuff about your life. Like, let's talk about aliens.
Right. Well, so it's a conversation where we actually talk a little bit about chiropractic, but we bring that into daily life. And then yesterday, what's today? Thursday. So Tuesday we had Chad Hufford on, which is he is Veritas Veritas Fund Management or whatever. And he is going to be a part of our show, and he wants to bring that into the world of, and he's super fitness. Like, he's at the gym right now. I said, hey, you want to come check out the space with us? He's like, I'm at the gym, bro. I'm like, all right, I got to sneeze.
Bless you.
Thank you. I've never sneezed on the radio in all those years. It must be the new paint. So he wants to come in and make this a part of, because it is Dorland's Medical Dictionary says life or health is not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. It's mental, social, physical, spiritual well-being. Well, what about financial well-being? Because if you have financial stress, your entire world is stressed. And then that leads to subluxation, because thoughts, traumas, and toxins are the three things that cause a subluxation.
Yeah, it gets stuck in the body, right?
So you have those stresses. So we're going to bring that into the world of finance as well, and bring that into life, because life is not just, oh, I'm physically well. Well, if I have my physical life, that's great. But what about my mental and my financial and my spiritual? Yeah. I'm super huge, but I don't have anything else. But if you have everything working right at the same time, that's life. And we know that is the hardest thing to obtain, is to have everything working well at the same time.
It's funny because, I think if, trauma and people's trauma gets stuck in their body, and you probably see it all the time, and where it gets stuck and how to release it. But like, I guess trauma can happen through financial mishaps as well.
I mean, look what it's done in my personal life. I was so focused on being financially secure and working. I have to work. I can't take a vacation. I can't take more than 4 days off. I can't do this. And my life partner said, that's enough, because you're so focused on this. What about, and I wasn't living congruently through my core values. My core values are family number one, but yet I put them aside every day because I had to work, and I had to put my patients first, and I had to make sure I was there for my patient. I have to go in on Saturday. It was Sunday afternoon. Somebody's in pain. Oh, I have to go there. Well, I took life away from my family versus that. Come home after seeing 100 patients a day, and exhausted, exhausted, but I have to work. Do you have to work that hard? Maybe work a little smarter, and so it didn't work out perfectly for me, but
the balance wasn't there, I guess.
The balance, right? the work-life balance.
I don't like that. I'm not a fan of the work-life balance. I think your work should be a complement to your life.
Yeah. And my work in what I do is that is my life. If you're my friend, you're my patient.
Yeah.
If you're my patient, you're kind of a friend.
Yeah.
And we'll have that, as your wife knows. Is Todd working today? He's my best friend. I haven't seen him since 2015.
Yeah.
I call him Todd because I have no respect for him. So I'm gonna do this because and that's what we'll see. We'll see that's just another funny thing. We know that if you come in and you have some kind of respect for the provider you're with, and this is just a little side note, and I don't care what you call me. I don't care if you call me Butch, but I mean Curzie, Todd, Dr. Curzie, whatever you want to call me. But I'm here to see Todd, and I'm here without my appointment, and I'm here and I'm going to take advantage, because those are the people that they don't have that value set up. They don't have that. There's no relationship there.
Yeah. And they're not valuing your
there's no
time. It's just like, I know Todd.
Yeah. I know Todd.
But you know, you're guilty to some extent of giving yourself to people to the point where they feel that really personal connection. And that's some of the magic that you have.
Well, that's who I am.
Yeah. So, and I don't know, a lot of people would kill to tap into that, but there's also this side of like, it's a curse as well, right? Yeah. Because you have this, people are attracted to you. You're magnetic.
That is my superpower.
That is your superpower.
That is my superpower.
But then you actually feel the way the way you behave is actually what you believe. Yeah. And then, so like, if that's the case, your friends are your patients are your friends. Yeah. And then that's consuming.
There's no fake.
Yeah.
This is what you get.
Exactly.
And, my now ex has always said, you don't keep, there's no, remember Meet the Fockers, or yeah. So the family circle. Well, my family circle was huge, and there was no inner circle.
Yeah,
and that was tough, because everybody knew everything, and
it's
just because this is who I am. Yeah, this is what I do. I happen to be a chiropractor who sees patients, but I mean, this is life,
Yeah. How would you? I guess hindsight's 20/20 always, right?
Oh,
so like, how would you not have done it different? But if somebody's in this situation and they're crushing it on the work side, and they have this beautiful family that they're maybe not giving as much time, because I'm guilty of this for sure.
We all are.
I'm spending 8 hours a day with these guys. I barely spend a couple hours a week with my daughters.
I can't tell you how many marriages we saved this year. In the last 2 years, we've saved more marriages by people coming in and saying something. And I say, okay, here's.
Let me tell you the story.
Do they feel appreciated? Are you doing what you need to do at home? Here's what you need to do. And we actually have saved marriages because of that. And, we talked in the beginning, this cord makes funny noises.
You can hear it.
I can hear it.
It must be like, because one of your ears doesn't work, huh?
My ears doesn't
Try
work.
doing the.
No, I'm good.
Try doing this. Just kind of crank.
I've now contained the cord.
Is it popping?
No, it's just I hear the because
weird.
I like to move. I like to move. Movement, the key to life. So we talk about you were talking about in the beginning with the different people doing different things. The life coaches, that kind of stuff. As a chiropractor, as a healthcare provider, as a chiropractor specifically, more than a medical doctor, we are more life coaches than anyone else. We're going to tell you what you need to do physically, mentally, nutritionally, exercise wise. There's so many things that encompass going to the chiropractor versus, I'm here for pain. Here's what you need to do.
I have a disease.
Yeah. And then there's all these people out there on podcast and gurus. That's why I'm writing my new book. Can I show you my new book?
No.
I'm writing a new book. I'll show you the cover.
Okay. Well, let's talk about it. Finish your thought. We'll talk later.
As the chiropractor, that's what we do. So we're not just removing pain from that. We're not just making the nervous system better, but we are trying to make your entire life a little bit better today than it was yesterday, and then again into tomorrow. So that's
different from medical doctors in a lot of ways, because they're just treating the disease that you come in for.
Symptoms, yes,
and they're treating it with surgery and drugs a lot of times. And sometimes people just need to drink more water.
Sure. Yeah.
And move more.
Movement is the key to life. Never seen a dead thing move. It's true.
It is true.
Yeah. We have to move.
What are you doing for movement these days?
I'm going to the gymnasium every day. We're going, Cooper and I are going after we're done here. We're going back to the gym today. And then we walked 18 holes on Tuesday. We're going to walk again tomorrow.
How'd you play?
You've never invited me golfing.
I know.
I think I played the best game of golf I was so, you get into golf and everything goes through your head, and you bring everything, you bring the office with you, and you bring everything, and you think about your spouse, and you think about your kids, and you think about work. And the other night we went, and it was so easy.
Bliss.
And I was just like, hey man, what's up, man? And we went golfing, we walked, I birdied hole 1.
No.
I parred hole 2.
Shut up.
And I was like, this is like the best game of golf I ever played.
I mean, you're an average golfer, above average, because average golfer shoots in the hundreds.
Yeah, so
you're in the 90s
I'm
usually.
89 to 92.
Yeah.
Every freaking game. Yeah. It's like every game I'm at the same score. I'm like, what do I do? But not the other day. It was
What'd you shoot?
my phone died, so I don't know what I ended up at, but I bet I was in the high 80s. And
That's great.
so it got dark and we couldn't see. I'm like, I don't want to lose the ball. And I'm just going to take it easy. And I was smoking it down the middle. Like I hit on like 16 or 17, a long par 5.
Oh yeah.
In the back. I crushed a drive. I was like, oh, here's my ball. And I said, I'm just going to hit this little 3-wood up towards that hill. It landed on the hill. And I put it onto the green for my third shot. I'm like, I just freaking birdied a par 5 in the dark. And I was like, this is great. But
that's unreal. That's the hardest hole on the course, in my opinion. I had 2 good shots leading up to that point on that exact hole. And I put my second shot. It landed on the top of the hill, bounced, and you know how that just slopes, rolls and bounced, down, and then out of bounds.
Yeah, like, it was great. And then we had a moose going from 17 to 18. So we had to hurry up off of it. Was 17 that long.
Of course. Yeah.
And then 18, it was unbelievable. We just finished up. We were like, this is a great hole, man. So yeah, it was fun.
Cool.
So that's what I'm doing. What are you doing? What are you doing are you working out?
Yeah, I'm doing yoga. I've been super obsessed with yoga for the last like 4 months.
Is that because it's Pride Month?
No, because yoga. I mean, talk about
I'm totally kidding, man. I'm just totally kidding. But it's I've never gotten to yoga.
Yoga, you got to try it. I mean, you're talking about movement, and like obviously, it's all about the spine. And when you go into classes, like I did 6 a.m. this morning. I usually do 6 a.m. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Fridays, and they start out really slow. It's like, just kind of warming your spine up, and then it starts to get really intense. And the class, it's hot.
Yeah.
So I'm just dripping sweat. By the end, I'm soaked. I feel fantastic. And it's all about breath work too, which, I mean, I'm
a belly breather. I turned into, years ago we did the diaphragmatic breathing, breathing and not chest breathing. And
people don't realize how important breathing and focusing on breath. And that's part of what yoga does, is it helps you focus on breath, and then it connects it to your movements, which is like, I've never had that happen before, but it's like something special. It's like what do you call it? Like things line up. It's like a congruency. Is it?
I don't know. That's my word for the day.
Congruency. It becomes like a symbiotic or symbiotic.
Mm-hmm.
It just, and then, you that all lines up, and then you start to, and it took a long time for me to feel this, because in class, like when you go to yoga first time, you're like, what is this bullshit? It's just a bunch of bullshit.
We see a lot of people get hurt during yoga. Like they come
You're not supposed to. It's not supposed to hurt. If it hurts, you're doing it wrong.
Well, they put the arm up. If I could raise my arm, and then they turn their head and twist their neck this way. That's not good for you. You got to keep the spine in line, because everybody talks about chiropractic. Oh, the spine, the bones, the vertebra. It's the nervous system that's underneath that you're protecting. And when you twist that,
and they're doing some pretty crazy. And there's some big, there's like this morning, there's this guy who's like probably like 300 pounds in there doing this stuff. And I could see if you have a bit of a belly and you don't have the technique down, you're probably going to hurt. It's just like with weights though, just like with weight training, if you're doing it all wrong.
Let's go into CrossFit and balls to the wall first day.
Break your fucking back.
Oh, that's great. Oh, look what I did.
No. And that's what they tell you in yoga. The whole thing's based around like, it's your practice. Like, make it work for you. If you can't do something, just modify it, whatever works.
Modification.
I don't feel like that happens a lot in like the CrossFit world. They're just like, go up there and do this thing. There's no modification options.
The right teacher will get you CrossFit correctly. Yeah. The people that are not doing things right, they just shouldn't be in there.
So I'm doing yoga 5 times a week, probably. And then I've been hitting the weights lately at my house.
You got to hit the weights.
I've been hitting the weights.
If you don't hit the weight, I don't know why people shy away from it. Well, I don't want to get big. Okay, I've been working out since 1983.
Yeah,
I want to get big, but I'm not because you can't do that. People, I love when women say that to me. They'll be like, "I like to work out with weights, but I don't want to get big because I get big quick."
Something happens when you lift weights that's different from any other exercise.
There's an aerobic component to weightlifting.
It's really nice.
That's I've done that since 1983, and I consistently work. I'm not huge, but I'm 180 pounds at 6'1".
You're a fit guy.
And I'm a super fit guy, but I'm old too. I'm 50, almost 54 years old. Did you watch the new thing with Netflix with Arnold?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
I have to
I'm a huge fan of. I mean, growing up with that guy.
Arnold is fantastic. Yeah. There's nothing better.
Get down.
Get down. Get out of the chopper and get back into the chopper. And go. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to watch that for sure.
Yeah, I gotta watch that. So, that's
weightlifting. And then I'm walking, 18 holes
without inviting your chiropractor. That's very interesting. That's very interesting.
I never feel like you have time. You're so busy. Every time I call you to do something, tell me there's a wrong. Oh, I got this. I got to go do this.
Well,
I got somebody else.
Man. I got things.
Stuff going on.
But if we schedule
still gotta ask.
Still gotta ask.
Wednesdays we have a league. So we have 8 guys, 2 tee times, 604, 612.
Yeah, I can't make that.
Called Morningwood, and we do
That's hysterical.
We do it every single Wednesday
in the morning
with the same group of guys.
We went out at 7:48 last night, ended at 12:30 in the morning. I'm still exhausted. I slept in.
That's too much.
Yeah,
that's too much.
It was fun.
Yeah,
but I have to see patients, right? So we have our patient load, and that's what we have to see. And then we had patients come in last night, 6:05, walking in without an appointment. Hey, it's Todd here. Todd's still here. Yeah. So that's what we deal with. So we do it to patient need. And I bust on the Todd thing, but I mean, it was funny because yesterday the lady comes in. I saw her 3 times in 2015. And then she comes in.
Oh, this is the example you're using.
This is the example because she comes in. She's like,
Todd.
Hey, Todd, how you doing? Oh, I have pain. Todd. And I don't mind my name, but if you're my friend, you call me Curzie. All right, that's the kind of the way that my friends don't really call me. Yeah, they don't really call me Todd. Right,
Todd.
Which is it's just something weird, and I don't know why that hit me this week. It was just one of those things where I was like,
it was annoying.
It was annoying. It was like I don't even know you,
but you would never say that.
Never, ever.
Like some people would come out and say that.
Yeah, I would never say that. That's not me. I roll with it. I don't really, and it doesn't affect me. It's just something fun to talk about because it's like, and Cooper, he's at the office and he is hysterical.
Cooper's your oldest son.
Yeah, he's 20 years old, just turned 20, and Vinny's driving to Surprise, Arizona today for a combine for baseball. So he's out there with his boys this morning.
Nice.
And but yeah, like we have this little thing called Slack. Do you ever use that? I think you told me about Slack.
Yeah. We've been using Slack for a long time. It changed our business when we got to a certain point with 6 employees. It's like you got to have somewhere where everybody can communicate.
Different channels, and
it lives there, and you can look at it.
And Cooper's on it. And somebody made a comment about something not getting billed because the note was there, but the charge didn't go through, and it didn't get in the batch to bill. And it was about this one patient. And then Cooper texts me a hysterical comment about the Slack because he couldn't put it in Slack, but it was great. So he observes more than you can imagine.
Yeah.
And he is just right on.
He's hilarious.
He
should be like a comedian because he has this comedic style that's sort of like, it's really popular right now. I think it's sort of like a little bit dry.
A little dry, yeah.
And you got to kind of like know, but like he's a funny guy. He gets it.
He's a mess. Yeah.
So how many people do you have working for you now?
How many people,
how many employees?
How many employees?
Yeah, how many employees? Yeah. How many actual employees?
We have John is our new black and white at the front.
Yeah, he's great.
And we call him black and white because
black or white with him.
Well, I don't have that time. I have 305. I can't squeeze you in at 310. He is just black. I mean, he doesn't see what the real world is of our world. People come late, people come early, people walk in, we accommodate.
So do you talk to him about that and say like, but no, it's black or white.
He's
no matter
black
what.
or white.
Yeah.
And he was talking to somebody. Some people pay us, some people don't pay us. Some people we wait for.
Sure.
We're dealing with an insurance company yesterday.
Yeah.
Lawyer calls 2018 case. It's a couple $1,000 bill on a personal injury case that was a very small bill for a personal injury case. And the lawyer said, hey, will you take a third? And I said, absolutely not, unacceptable. And, but like a patient will come in and he'll say, hey, Seth, looks like you have a balance here. And how would you like to pay for that? And I don't have, no, man, you have a bill. And his girlfriend comes in, right? His girlfriend comes in and she pays her copay because we have a contract with the insurance company. You owe that. Yeah. I can't see anything else around that. And this one lady comes in and she's like, well, I made him food the other day. He says, I don't care if you made her food or not. You have a $30 copay and I can't get around that.
Yeah.
And he's black and white he is fantastic.
Yeah.
And he's
killing it for you.
He takes care of the homeless issues. He cleans the front. He's a fantastic, and he didn't want to work for us at all.
Yeah.
I said, Johnny, Mariah's going to quit. I need someone.
Did she quit? Did she end up quitting? Okay.
I need someone to help Mariah because I can't.
You need somebody that was stoic like him, like
Boy,
somebody who was up front
yeah.
and able to just like stand by it. Not he doesn't have any attitude about anything.
No, he's super friendly, super great.
Yeah,
but
which
he's
is
black
great.
and white.
He's black or white,
And
I love
that's
it.
just way.
People can't be mad at him.
No,
No.
he's a great, friendly guy. We went whitewater rafting the other day. Mariah, John's girlfriend, me.
You guys did?
We did class 5 down on 6 Mile.
6 Mile?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I heard that's fantastic.
I did it 25 years ago, and then I just did it again, or 28 years ago. And then Scotty, the river guide, says, John, I'm going to need you not to yell into the canyons next time, because I have to give instruction. Because he's just like, wow.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was screaming, and it was just so much fun.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so we have him. And
you had a little team building.
Yeah, a little team building. And then we have Mariah, who is, we were blessed with Mariah a couple years ago.
Awesome.
And she is just great. Super awesome. So, and then we have Randy's our biller. He's outside. And then, and Coop.
Okay.
And then we have Dawn doing Ideal Protein.
Sure. You brought up the homeless thing, which how's downtown?
It's horrible.
I mean,
it's horrible everywhere. Midtown was worse. I started 2 doors down
off the Denali
28 years ago
at
Dr. Ireland's office. The Ireland clinic. And then in 2000 we moved down the street and next to Walmart. That was really bad. Didn't enjoy that, but it wasn't as bad as it is now. I can't imagine how it is now. And in downtown we have the Covenant House across the street where all the Covenant kids come down, and so they just painted penises on my building. And
just recently,
oh my gosh, and then the downtown partnership came down and power washed it off and took all my paint off. So now I have to paint a building. I have to paint a building because I have homeless issues. So we're putting up a fence, and we're going to put up a 6-foot fence all around the place with gates just to
keep people from vandalizing your building.
And then we have the seagulls.
The seagulls.
What
do? They
come in every year, and
they poop on stuff?
Did you know the seagulls come back to the same place and mate every year and have babies? Same place.
I know.
Yeah, so
I can't say I knew that, but I know at Skinny Raven when I was there was seagulls that would come on the roof every single year and have babies, and their babies would fall off the roof.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Poor little babies. Well, ours have babies underneath our trash bin out back.
Oh.
And you can't get
underneath it. They usually go up high.
Well, they put them down low. So we have seagulls attacking us. Trying to get in the back doors because they're protecting their babies.
Customers
so
clients
through the back door.
Yeah.
And so we can't get in the back door. And I have some really great video of a seagull chasing Cooper yesterday. It was astounding.
No.
Yeah, it's great. So yeah, we have the seagull issues.
This thing has a Bluetooth on it. We could probably share it potentially somehow.
It was really
we'll have to learn this thing. This is all brand new. I'm not going to try to do it now.
Is this the new Road Class A servo bias?
Yes, you must know your stuff.
This is the Apex. I really enjoy this board. Yeah, this is actually the board we had down at the Captain Cook. We did a podcast out on the top of the Captain Cook in October, and this is what we.
Who'd you do that with?
Brad and Jay Greenstein. If you go to kaizenovate.com, he's incredible, and he's a chiropractor, but he's doing all kinds of other things.
It was a chiropractic podcast.
It was not. It was totally. He's a chiropractor, but Brad is a big statistic guy, and he's we chatted, and he's like, yeah, I got like 26 million in rentals, and I got this. He's just this incredible dude who's an older guy, and he is. I don't know what he's worth, but he is.
Is he from Anchorage?
No, no. These guys were up here for the convention. He decided
to
have a podcast. So we had a podcast. I'll send it to you. But it was just about life, just about Alaska, living up here and doing things. And Dr. Joel Atkins was on it, and he's our secretary. So I'm the president of the Chiropractic Society. So they
are you still the president?
This is like my 10th year, 11th year, and it's a 2-year term, and they keep reelecting me, so I'll be finishing out 12 years.
What is the state of chiropractic in Alaska right now?
The state of chiropractic is good. The insurance companies are getting a little worse every year.
Okay.
Reimbursement has gone down to like a 1995 rate for Blue Cross, and that sucks. And Aetna is a pain in the rear end. Some out of network providers we don't get involved with. We did Blue Cross because it was really easy 20 some years ago to just say, here's my credentials and we'll pay exactly what but it's pretty horrible. And then the lawyers now for personal injury cases are getting just ridiculous. They're trying to do what they're doing in the lower 48, which is cutting all your fees. But most clinics have adjustment, massage, a little electrical system, some traction.
You don't do any of that.
$500 an average visit charge. And no, we are adjustment only. We do exams, we do x-rays, we follow up exams, and but we don't do all that other stuff. And so we don't have nothing padded. We have no padding in it's manual labor. I'm adjusting for a fee. It's all me
with your hands,
with my hands and time and knowledge and experience. And you're paying for that. You know, I'm not paying for the fluff of somebody, you know, a $15 an hour person putting somebody on therapy and getting charged all kinds of money. So we don't have that. So the lawyers trying to cut our fees is the biggest deal right now.
Yeah. And the you got a practice or a clinic in Arizona as well. How's that compared to there?
Well, right now it's closed because I'm only open about 4 days a week, and it is fun. I'm not in any networks with the insurance companies down there. So
cash only.
It's well, we try to build their insurance, it doesn't pay, and then there's balances. So it's pretty much free care in Arizona right now. And there are some people that take care of us, but it's not that bad. It's a beautiful little 542 square foot clinic.
Medical in general has just been out of control. I don't know how, like some of these, my daughter went to the emergency room. I think I told you about this because we went to a appointment for her about her stomach ache. She had a stomach ache for several days and just a stomach flu, but then the lady's like, this young doctor, she starts to push in places on her stomach, and then she pushed in a spot where her appendix was, and it was sensitive. So she's like, we got right quadrant sensitivity. I'm going to send you to the emergency room right now.
Did she do any rebound tenderness tests?
No. Didn't do anything. No slap on the feet stuff.
No, you push into your belly in between the umbilicus and the right.
She looked at me and she's like, you need to go to the emergency right now. And it was kind of shitty bedside manner because she's just like in front of my daughter. And all of a sudden we think this is a real emergency. Well, it turns out after 4 to 6 hours, I don't remember how long it was in the emergency room.
$10,000.
You know, we'll get to that. But we waited for an hour and a half to get in. We waited for 2 hours waited for 2 hours to get the sonogram tech to pull us into the sonogram and finally got that. And then waited another 2 hours probably for them to come back and tell us nothing was wrong. That it was just stomach flu like we thought. And got the bill for it. It's like $5,000.
$5,000 for some tests.
Yeah. And I feel like sending the bill to the pediatrician office.
Say, hey,
like,
you were wrong.
Yeah.
Misdiagnosed. What happens if somebody's a little sore after an adjustment? I don't know what you did to me last adjustment. I'm a little sore. All right, great. It's part of the process, But I mean, people come back and they're like, well, do I get a free adjustment? I'm like, I don't care. Sure. But I mean, it's not like that's not part of the process. My buddy in Arizona who was up here doing the rodeo shows, the rodeo,
Koloski.
Well, Frank, right? But Dan Fowley was the announcer.
Oh yeah, Dan.
He'd come into the clinic. He'd come down to the clinic in Arizona, and he'd be like, "Hey, man!" And he was just Dan Fowley. That's the way he was, and he was an incredible dude. And he was sitting in Arizona at a stoplight. 2 drunk kids in a Corvette, 100 and some miles an hour, across the center line, hit a van, knock it on a Dan's car. He's all shook up. He's out. They go. I don't know where they took him to the hospital or whatever, but he was fine. Next day, he went to get his phone and his wallet out of the car, and he was sitting at the same light. And another car comes up and hits him from behind.
Shut up.
He calls me. He says, "I can't wait till you get here, man." He said, "I need an adjustment." So I went down there, checked him out. He was just a little off, but it wasn't in stress. But I mean, he was in a different state. And I don't know what was going on with him, but he went to the emergency room and they said, "Hey, we're too busy. Go in your car and wait." That's where he died.
Shut up.
Yeah, go wait in your car for an hour. So he died while he was waiting for the emergency room.
What did he die of?
We don't know yet. I think they probably.
How long ago was this?
A month or so ago now. But I think that what they did was, I mean, it must have been some kind of maybe a ruptured spleen that they didn't catch, and I can't catch it. I don't have the diagnostic tools to say your spleen's bleeding, but I mean, he didn't have any of the signs and symptoms of anything internal bleeding. So it was.
God, I was going to say you're talking about him like he's dead, but he did
dead.
Die.
Yeah,
and he got
2,600 people at his funeral.
Holy shit!
It filled the arena.
I've been to the rodeo here, and he's in a ridiculously good announcer. I mean, he's so entertaining.
Incredible.
Yeah,
he's going.
Super sad. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, that's horrible. So I read the other day that 1/3 of deaths are caused by medical mistakes.
So the number one cause of death in America is what?
Heart disease?
Oh, heart disease, cancer. We go through all the list.
Yeah.
But when you actually look at the number one cause, it says iatrogenic disease. And you go, I don't know what that is. So I'm going to go down here to cancer and heart disease. And iatrogenic disease caused by medical care. So the number one cause of death is provider care. lack of follow through, improper prescriptions,
bad surgeries, some botched
surgeries, failure to respond.
Yeah.
Failure to respond. Go sit in your car.
Go sit in your car.
Go sit in your car. That's the number one cause of death in America. So what we do is we put all our emphasis on this medical world that we live in, right? Because the pharmacies run the pharmaceutical world. Look at the media. It's all take this drug. Hey, ask your doctor if this drug is right for you.
Yeah.
And it's all run by this. And then all the politics are run by that. If you go anywhere, the biggest lobbyists are for the medical groups, which run the pharmaceutical world, which is the oil business, because all pharmaceuticals are based on oil-based petroleum products. And then it just is all encompassing. So we live in that world and we listen to that world. Take the last couple of years with the COVID bullshit, right? Geez. We listen to them. They were wrong, but yet we still listen to them, and we put all our eggs in their medical world basket.
We give them all. We give them all the power. We're just these guys must know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, test.
Yeah.
Oh, if I just had a little bit of love for this person, and actually wanted to do it with patient-centered care instead of doctor-centered care. Yeah. Oh, that'd be different. And what we run is patient-centered care. Like we had a guy yesterday comes in, hasn't been at a chiropractor, and it's been 30 years since he's been at a chiropractor. And he comes in and he's got this pain, he's got this, and we talked about it, and we did and he showed me his low back X-rays, and I said, here's what you got going, bro. I said, it's a little right SI joint. That's what you're dealing with all the problems. And I said, I'll do a little exam. I said, we're not going to take any more pictures. We're not going to do any other crazy tests. We're just going to adjust this right SI joint, and we're going to adjust the rest of your spine too. But we're going to adjust you. And he would. I said, you all right with that? He says, well, we're doing what I want to do what's best for you.
No, he's
not what's best for my wallet.
He's used to like doctors going, we're going to have to take this test, and we're going to take imaging, and then we got to do this, and then you're going to see this person.
Yeah. He's like, oh, I said, how'd you do now? He's like,
I think a lot of people's attitude towards the medical, profession or the whole medical field in general has changed, including myself. I used to look at doctors like they were, somehow
holier
than thou, and they had all the information and all the answers. But now I'm going to question every single time I go to the doctor.
How about that?
Especially the time, the last experience I had, which I knew in my gut the whole time that this wasn't. Yeah. This was just.
How come you didn't take her to how come you didn't take her to her chiropractor?
Well, I think she I don't know. We would just wait
because how about that? We go to Big Bernie's Point there and then just do a little rebound tenderness, see what's going on. And
she probably went. I think she went to you, and I think
bullshit. Which one?
Easton. It was Easton.
After the car accident, I saw her a couple of times. I saw her yesterday.
Yeah, she comes to you on a regular. She's not scared.
Saw her yesterday. She's hysterical.
She's driving now.
I drove here.
Yeah,
I've been driving for 3 weeks.
She was like, "Do you think I can go to Curzie's?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
She sat out with Cooper and sat in the waiting room with Cooper.
Yeah, she told me she's
hysterical.
She's like, "Cooper is funny."
She's my second husband. Vinny, I'm still waiting for Vinny, but yeah, hysterical.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but the medical world, I mean, you can't bust on. They save a lot of lives. They do a lot of great things.
Yeah. But with this COVID thing, though, like
COVID was bullshit.
It's like, oh, you have to get this vaccine. You have to do this. Yeah. You have to wear a mask. And it's like, but you didn't. And now you lost a lot of credibility because.
Let me knock on this beautiful wood desk. I never got the COVID. I never got the vid. I never got the vaccine. I was around people. We saw people with COVID. Oh,
all the time.
Hey, I just found out I had COVID. I want you to. I just called to let you know. I'm like, yeah, thanks. Click. I don't know who you are. Click.
Yeah. And it ended up being fine. It was just
how about that. And there's still people wearing masks. Go ahead and wear your mask. That's fine if that's what you want to do. Maybe you like to smell your own breath.
Maybe if you're sick, probably wear a mask.
Why? The germs cause disease.
But you should probably find out why you're sick.
Let's talk about the germ theory. The germs cause disease.
I don't think so. Don't germs make your immune system stronger?
So it's the lack of resistance that causes that. That person got me sick. Why did you get sick? You got sick because your resistance was down for some reason. You had that opportunity.
Also, there's a mental aspect to it too, where people can actually make themselves sick with 100%. Negative thoughts and with trauma in their life that they just store up. They don't ever recognize that. So there's like you said in the beginning, there's a whole lot of things that cause disease, as you would say, dis-ease. And people just don't even, they go to a doctor and say, like, give me a prescription.
Yeah.
Give me something to do.
Well, I got to take my ibuprofen, right?
But to your credit, you do what you do. People come see you and you actually do something, and that's really why people continue to come to you. And it works for most people, and it works for me. But
you've had some problems.
Yeah,
you've had some problems.
I've had some problems. I've had what do you call it?
Severe low back pain.
Yeah, the compression of
L3.
the L3s and all that, and shooting pain down my leg and numbness, and I still got a numb big toe, but that's the only thing that's residual from.
What was your last adjustment, Seth? It's been weeks.
Several weeks.
Why?
Yeah.
Why would you wait that long to remove nerve interference from your body?
I need to
reach your optimum potential.
I know. And my swing probably could use a little adjustment.
Golfing 3 times a week without your chiropractor, and you avoid the adjustment. It's interesting. It's interesting how you work like that.
Yeah. I don't know where else we were going to go with that. I had some other stuff I wrote.
Oh, you wrote some stuff down?
Yeah, I did. I mean,
I thought I was coming to check out the studio and I'm doing a podcast.
I know. We just, this whole thing just kind of came together. So I figured we'd jump in here and record and
that's the way life should be.
Yeah. Well, these Apple spatial computing, they're not calling them the virtual reality glasses. They're calling them spatial computing.
Spatial
goggles. Have you seen these things?
I bought the I don't know what you call them, the
Meta ones.
Yeah, a few years ago it cost the Optima.
They're at Costco.
Yeah, the Costco ones, and I don't know why the kids don't use them. They wanted them, but we bought them. And
so I just read a study on this, or an article that pointed to they sold something like $300 million worth of these Meta ones. And hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of sets. And they looked at it after 6 months. Only half the people were still using them.
That, man. We used the boxing ones.
Yeah.
And the boxing was incredible.
Fun.
You're like,
yeah,
it was a really cool thing.
But after a little bit, it was kind of like,
the golf was cool.
The golf one.
Yeah. But I like it because it keeps your head up.
Yeah, that's one of the things they talk about with the Apple ones. But this Apple thing is different than that's what this article I was reading talked about how the virtual reality, they didn't mention VR or augmented reality, which is another popular term to describe these type of glasses. They don't mention that at all in the launch of this product because they want it to be a spatial relations device.
Which you have to wear goggles?
It's a goggles. You haven't seen them? No. I wish I could pull them up.
Does it mess up your hair?
You
can pull stuff up.
Yeah.
This is a really great little space.
I know, it turned out really good. Apple, what do they call it? Vision Pro. There it is. You see it there?
Apple Vision
Pro. Right.
Here they are. Much. This is really nice. Oh, look at that.
Yeah. So this is.
Yeah, but why would you want to wear those things on your face all day?
Bro, it's they're pretty cool. I think this is it right here. This is the video.
Oh, I could hear it in my ear.
Yeah. So we're not going to watch this whole thing because I think it's 10 minutes long, but I did watch this whole thing. So when you say spatial relations, it actually makes, well, you'll see, but you could see the environment around you in a digital way. Watch.
That's really wild.
Turn it up here.
See, now that headband is much better than the other headband because the other one just gets all sweaty and you can't do anything.
So the idea is it's an iPad. Listen to how I don't know how to turn this up.
And do you touch the air?
No, it's your eyes. Your eyes.
Come on.
No. You navigate with your eyes.
Where do you tap?
Tap to select. It's unreal.
Where do we live?
So, yeah, it basically projects a screen in front of you. It's all black if you don't have the screen on.
That's crazy.
But it actually is taking the environment around you and making a digital version of it. And then you look around and you see everything you see in digital. And then the screen is overlaid on that. So you can see them. You can see people in front of you.
Wow. She's got a lot of teeth. Oh my God. That's crazy.
Well, it's pretty crazy. So
are they out yet?
They come out, I think they come out in fall. So this like theater
That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, you're like watching it
You don't have to have a TV. No,
on the airplane. Can you
no,
imagine?
yeah.
It's like a theater screen.
Well, that's what I thought we would do with the other stuff, with the other VR. Take them on the plane. You can't really take them on the plane.
Why?
I don't know. Can you? I don't know. I've never seen anybody with them.
So, but this is all hooked up to all your Apple stuff. That's another nice thing.
That's
You know,
nice.
Apple's family of products,
Yeah.
they all talk really well.
Yeah.
So all your apps on your iPad are going to pop on.
Well, I live on my iPad. My buddy Seth bought me a new keyboard a couple of years ago. Me. Yeah, and I had to get a new iPad Pro because my old iPad Pro didn't fit my keyboard, but I had to get the new iPad Pro.
You had to get the new one
I live, my entire life is my iPad. Yeah. I mean, I live on my iPad. My phone. I've had the iPhone 1. I think I went 1, 4. No, maybe I went 1, 2. I don't know what I did or whatever I did, but 1, 4, and then 5.
Every like 4 or 5 phones,
yeah, 5,
you would get
and
one.
I think maybe at the 8, and then
you did like a 14 straight to
the kids at the 14. Yeah. I don't have the 14. I can't afford the 14.
I got an 11.
I got the 12 Max Pro.
What do you think that cost, that Vision Pro?
Oh, that's $29.95.
20. Oh, you're close.
How much?
$3,500.
Ooh,
yeah.
I'm paying $29.95.
Ooh,
I'm gonna get a discount.
You got a discount.
I'm gonna call them and say, listen, I've been promoting your product.
They're like,
I'm
listen,
an ambassador to your product. I like a $29.95.
They're like, we already sold out, sir.
Who are you? You don't know me.
Yeah, so that's something cool. I didn't realize you hadn't seen those yet, but yeah, say hi to the audience.
Hi, that's really cool. I like your little camera setup.
Yeah, it's a really wide angle thing, and then what they're going to do is cut little portions of what we're talking about into little chunks of video that we can put out there on social media, because people aren't.
I don't know if I like my profile. Did you see my profile the whole time? Look at the size of that schnoz. Is that all you're seeing? All right.
You'll see it. It looks a lot better in the actual Finder. Yeah. The other thing, technology wise, that I kind of introduced you to, this AI thing. Have you been using that at all?
No,
not at all.
No. I mean, I'd like to, but I mean, it just seems like you get up at 5:45, 6 o'clock, you have some coffee, you do your little exercise, you plan your day, you look at your planner, you do all that. I've been writing stuff down. I've gone from digital to.
You've been doing that for a while now.
Yeah, for the actual journal. It's pretty cool. I've slacked the last week because Cooper's been in there. I didn't really done that, but
that's what you've been doing that religiously.
It's really changing my life. And then you have your coffee, and then I go to the gym in the morning, except for this week because Cooper's here, and we're gonna go after this. And then you do those things. You see patients. When I'm seeing patients, I don't have my phone. I don't have a computer except for the notes. So I don't get anything done. And then at night you work until 10, 11 o'clock at night, you go to bed.
Yeah.
So the time aspect of actually writing things, doing things, it's just not there. It's just not there. So yeah, the life work balance, let me just tell you.
Yeah.
It's balls to the wall for the day, just like everyone. And then it's over.
I just wonder how AI could help make you more efficient in your day. I don't have any really
bandwidth.
Like
increase my bandwidth.
Yeah. What do you do? Like, what are you doing during the day that AI could help with? So this is the new one. This is Bard. I wonder if it'll let us. Yeah, Bard is supported by this account. So you have to have somebody verify you. I have a Bard account, but it's an AI through Google. So I showed you the ChatGPT one.
Yeah.
So shortly after that came out, Google obviously had to come out with their own, and it's called Bard. Do you know what Bard is?
No.
Bard is the guy who sits next to the king in the Renaissance.
The jester.
Yes. The Bard. He's the guy who knows
he's your
all.
Parliamentarian.
Yes. And so they called it Bard, but that's the idea, is that.
Does Apple have a Bard?
No, because Apple really doesn't have like a search engine.
No, they're more hardware.
They're hardware guys. Yeah. Although they create their own software too, so it's hard to say they're just hardware guys, because that's why all their stuff's so much more secure. Yeah.
I gotta tell you, your office is great. Your building is great. The person who redid this thing, I mean, if I had to make a building, they just made it for me.
Yeah.
This is really nice.
The Eureka space.
I'll have to take over.
It's been the best thing that's happened to my business in terms of getting in here. But the whole concept, as I told you before, is that, a small business could come in here, chiropractor or somebody who has a restaurant.
Not enough parking for a chiropractor.
No, they could come in here and get services is the point. So you can come in, the economic development, Anchorage Economic Development is in here, services. AEC. They are like
who's the guy that runs it?
It's
not Jonathan.
Yeah, it's John.
Yeah,
John.
King?
No.
Oh, how about that?
Anchorage.
I have an economic development guy in my office, or a patient, but
yeah, it is him. Are you sure that's his name?
Well, I'm sure of his name, but I don't know if it's the same
Economic
Development Corporation.
Yes, they're in here. And they are, I'm just looking them up here.
Who we are.
Board of directors. Is he on there? No. Choose Anchorage leadership. Those are just their board of directors. He's actually the head guy. What is his name? Staff. Bill Pop.
Oh, Billy.
You know Bill.
Yeah, Billy Pop.
You know Bill.
Bop, bop, pop.
So these guys focus on helping small businesses. So they have all kinds of resources for small businesses, helping with financing, getting capital, getting business plans, you name it. They help with it.
Nice.
They're in here. You got legal, Andrew Mitten, which is real estate, several real estate companies. You got accounting. We have HR, marketing. There's a couple different marketing.
Who did the design of this place?
Black and white design, Bruce.
Isn't that funny? We talked about Black and White John.
I know.
And now we have Black and White Bruce.
Bruce actually has an office in here. It's his first building he's ever designed. He's been able to actually like have an office in. So he designed the BP, that little energy center outside BP. He designed that little green building there. Yeah.
Is he an architect technique?
Yep. He's an architect. He does all of these. You go in his office, it's really cool. He does all these like models. Yeah. Like, just like here, like
what is this? A building for ants? What is this? A school for ants? It has to be at least twice this big.
It's pretty cute.
Is he a good Googleizer?
A what?
Googleizer. Did you ever watch Zoolander?
Yeah. Googleizer?
He did the eulogy. He did Googleizer.
Oh my gosh. What about our idea for chiropractors and cars getting coffee? Should we revamp that?
Here's the thing. The chiropractor that you're looking at doesn't have millions of dollars, right? And I don't have the funds to do. That was ridiculous. We talked about it. It was like thousands and thousands of dollars. I'd rather have them come in here and chiropractors on couches creating
having coffee.
Why don't we do it? Because in Anchorage, we go to different offices. We'll just stop and get a mobile order and we'll bring it into us and have it here. Because the cars and if we're going to do cars and coffee, we're going to do that in Arizona because there's the cars and coffee in Arizona at my office down there.
Way cooler.
The first Saturday of every month.
Yeah.
Ooh, here's an idea. The first Saturday of every month, they have cars and coffee. Right, 7 a.m. All the Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Bentleys,
line up at your
show
office.
Up at my office.
Yeah,
and that's not my thing. It just happens to be where my location is on Market Street.
It's like a little car show.
Completely a big car show. And I go down there instead of actually opening my doors and having coffee for people outside. I walk around the cars.
Yeah,
and then I see patients at 9 o'clock.
Yeah,
and
that's a great idea.
It's fantastic.
You're a huge car guy.
I love cars.
Yeah. What's your
There's
favorite?
A 1969 280 SL in dark olive green today with black leather. Last night was a 40 grand. Today it's 60 grand. It's probably going to go for 120. It's got 60,000 original.
You're
miles.
watching like an auction.
Yeah, bringatrailer.com, best site. So that's what I do in my time on the crap.
What are you rolling with now? What cars do you have?
Today I'm rolling a 2008 GL 550.
That's a nice one.
I bought that for Renee for her 40th, and then
what else you got? You got the Dodge.
I got the Dodge 2003 Ram, and then I got the Mini Cooper, all wrapped in, all logoed, and then the 1976 280 SLC.
You still got that guy? I thought you were selling that.
I got to redo. I got to put new rubber around the windows. And
that thing's a drop top, right?
No,
it wasn't a rag top.
It's a 4-seater. Yeah. So, and then in Arizona we have the Tahoe, and then
you got the Tahoe.
Got a little GLC 43.
That's another Mercedes.
Yeah, and then Renee has her car.
Where's your fast Mercedes?
I sold that.
The big booty one.
Sold that because of the divorce.
Oh,
yeah.
How much did you get for it?
I got $7,000 more than I paid for it.
Oh, that's
3
great.
years before, yeah.
That's an investment.
It was $160,000 new. I got it for like 45.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
you bought it at a really good time too.
Yeah,
it was right before COVID.
I think it was badass, man. Yeah, it was 565 horsepower. It was just incredible, and I made a couple bucks when I first got here. I was told that, oh, come up to Alaska. You'll have all your loans paid off in 3 years. You have a place to live.
Who was going to pay off your loans?
Working, right?
Yeah. Oh, you were going to make so much money.
Yeah, I was going to do so well.
Yeah.
This is why I should come up here. 3 years later, I had absolutely nothing. What I had to do was, my buddy worked at a car dealership, and he'd say, I got a 94 Camry today for 16 grand. It's worth about 20. I'd say, all right. I'd come down. I'd buy the car. I'd sell it. I sold that car for 19.5.
Oh, you were flipping cars.
I was flipping cars.
Oh, I didn't know
I
this.
had to live. I couldn't afford to live. And I was only making, I know $36,000 is a lot of money to some people, but $36,000 with $100,000 in loans.
That's just above the poverty level.
And that's what I was making when I got here. Yeah. Right? That was my pay. $36,000.
Yeah, that's probably more like $50,000.
Yeah. So that's I was pumping cars out and living on car sales. So I've had about 35 to 40 cars already since I've been in Alaska.
Oh wow!
And I stopped.
I didn't realize.
Yeah. So I stopped selling cars. 98 was my last one. I sold that. I had a little SLK, and I sold that in 2003 when Cooper was born. And then so after I have a car, I'm like, I'll just keep it. And I'll just keep it. So now I have like 6 or 7 cars. I'll just keep it. I'm gonna be that guy with a junkyard with all the cars. But yeah,
we chiropractors, cars and coffee could just be
my cars.
Well, it could be a new business. It could be like you come there, you got cars, we got your chiropractic, and we got coffee.
We got coffee. Hey, I got a couple cars on the lot today. I don't want to be a used car salesman, but there's nothing wrong with being a used car salesman.
No.
I just got done watching. I got an email and said, "Oh, a new Netflix series, Tex-Mex." It's about these guys that go over to Mexico, buy cars cheap, bring them over, redo them, and sell them.
Oh, I thought Tex-Mex was a food.
Yeah. So it's called Tex-Mex. And it was 8 series, and I couldn't stop freaking watching it. For 3 days, I was up till like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Flipping. They're flipping cars.
They're flipping cars. But they were redoing them completely. So I was just learning on how they really redo
How does
things.
the title work with that stuff?
They got titles in Mexico.
Clean titles.
Yeah, clean titles. Okay. And then they would buy it for pennies on the dollar, and they'd bring it over and they redo the car. And it was kind of fun.
Well, I'm looking for a car for Easton, and I've been looking for a long time.
Yeah.
And it seems like all there is Facebook, which I shouldn't just look on Facebook, but it's just kind of like that's where you go because it's easy and you can do it between, while you're taking a dump. Yeah. And there's like everything nice on there for a decent price is all like a reconstructed title. You're like, ooh, a Subaru for $6,000 reconstructed title.
A what? As president of the Anti-Subaru Coalition, I have to. So, your chiropractor knows some people who own car lots.
Yeah.
So you could probably talk to your chiropractor and tell me what
in like
you
the
want.
$6,000 to $8,000, $5,000 to $8,000 range. I don't want to spend.
You have to be safe. You have to buy something safe.
And then I want it to be like I'd have like a slope truck, like something that came off the slope, and it's like just like from 1998 diesel with a shifter. Like that's what I want.
You want a truck?
Yeah.
I'll put my word out.
Put your feelers out.
I got some peeps, in the business.
I like that.
We'll get it done.
All right.
Yeah, I'd like to get Coop and Vinny down there. They're driving every day. I think Vinny's driving a Tahoe because he's got 4 friends going to the combine today. So I think they take that, and then Cooper's driving the other car. I don't really have a car down there. We just all share.
What's Renee drive?
She's driving a new BMW.
Well, she went to BMW. She switched sides.
She switched out, man. She got rid of me and she got rid of the Mercedes. And she's got a BMW that her ex-husband bought her.
Oh, you bought that?
Yeah.
What is it?
I just X7.
Oh, yeah. God, that's nice.
Oh, yeah. Most money I ever spent on a car in my entire life.
It was like 120.
Yeah.
She's worth it.
Yeah. I just want her to be happy. Yeah.
You're a nice guy.
Well, whatever. It's all right. So cars and coffee. Yeah. Chiropractors. And you talk to different chiropractors, and sometimes I don't want to talk to different chiropractors.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to get in this a little bit because some people don't believe in chiropractic or don't like chiropractic or think it's a sham.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of, I think it is, there's some validity to it based on the people they went and saw. And I think you could probably speak to that.
Chiropractic itself is real. You don't have to believe it. You believe or not in chiropractic, it still works. The actual chiropractic profession is unbelievable. It is the second largest healthcare profession in the world. Chiropractic in general is fantastic on all aspects.
Yes.
Some chiropractors aren't very good adjusters. So they go to other things like therapies and massage and everything else to get people to feel better. It's not about feeling better. It's about functioning better. It's about a better functioning nervous system. they also think, well, I'm going to go to a seminar and I learned about this technique.
And then they're going to start to do
I'm going to start to do this laser.
So they're trying new things. They're trying new things.
They're putting all kinds of things into chiropractic to make money, right?
Yeah.
Well, why don't you have massage? Because massage is about money in a chiropractor's office.
Yes.
Oh, it feels good. It feels good if you're sick, if you're well. Massage feels great. It's wonderful, but it's not chiropractic.
Yeah.
So people have that in there. And then we're dealing with insurance company reimbursement. And the biggest problem in reimbursement in the insurance world is massage, because it's not chiropractic. It's not research. There's no evidence-based research on massage.
Yeah.
But we know chiropractic.
It feels good.
It feels good. But chiropractic works.
But you're right. Yeah. People are focused on the stuff that makes them money.
So we developed a new consulting business called Peak Capacity Consulting.
I've heard of it.
And we are 3 chiropractors who are trying to teach other chiropractors, instead of ruining chiropractic from the inside.
Mm-hmm.
If you're done being a chiropractor, you're not fulfilled. You feel stuck. You don't want to see patients all day long. You feel like there's something else that you can do with your value system and your skill set and your superpower. Let's find you a business that you can do outside of chiropractic, so you don't ruin chiropractic.
Like car sales.
Like car sales, like a franchise business,
Yeah.
like real estate,
Yeah.
like whatever you want, but it doesn't have to be about ruining chiropractic.
I just want to switch it to the other screen.
Yeah.
So we're coming up on an hour here.
Holy crap. Let's
get
the hell out of here.
I got
to go to the gym.
It's so easy.
I got to get pumped up.
I know. We could do this for you listen to Joe Rogan at all? I mean, those are long
Joe
episodes.
Rogan's an anti-chiropractic. I listened to a bunch of his shows. Then he poo-pooed chiropractic. And I thought, you know what? Screw you, Joe.
Yeah.
Screw you, Joe. What do you know, Joe? Where's your degree, Joe?
Yeah.
Joe Rogan. Oh,
it's not about a degree, though. It's about people's personal experience with it and what and does it work for everybody? I mean,
yes, it works 100% of the time.
But sometimes it takes longer or more.
Because
I think for me,
you wait 40 years to go get adjustment. You had spinal canal stenosis, degenerative changes. Oh, I got an adjustment. It didn't work. Oh, really? Why don't you trust the process and go through the process and understand that it took time to get here and takes time to get better?
That's the problem with our society now, is like people want that instant gratification. That's where the medication doctors are prescribing, or the surgeries they're prescribing. Oh, I can get this solved right now. Sure. But, if you're a person who hasn't worked out for 10, 15 years, you're vastly out of shape, and you want to get into shape, and you go to the gym one day
it didn't work.
And you look in the mirror, and what is it? You see the same
what happened? Didn't
body.
What didn't work?
And then you go to the next day, same thing. You go for 3 weeks, you might not see any results. After it depends on your body, but maybe after 10 weeks or 5 months,
it takes 6 weeks to change your muscle.
You might see some results, but the thought is that you're maybe feeling better, your mental state's better, and
everything's better.
Everything's better when you're working,
and everything's better with chiropractic care if you trust the process. It's a process. Everything's a process.
And I think that
phone's so hot in my pocket.
People,
my camera on the whole time. That's why.
Yeah, people want that instant gratification, and they don't realize that things take work. Everything takes work. Everything takes
principle
time.
Number 6 of the chiropractic principles. We have 33 chiropractic principles. That's why there's 33 on my car, on my little mini.
Ooh.
Principle number 6 says there is no process that does not require time. It requires time. Everything requires
time. Healing.
Did you just open this office and become a marketing guru overnight?
Nope.
One day I'm going to be a marketer.
15 years.
Yeah, I'm going to be
grinding.
Who was your first client at Orange Slice?
Curzie Chiropractic.
Yay! We bailed on you though.
And then Ginger.
Yeah.
Actually, Ginger might have been first, but you were the first paying client for sure.
See?
Yeah. Then you bailed on us because
I had to.
You see 100 patients a day.
I couldn't afford it, man. Couldn't do it.
How do
I do it?
Yeah. How do you do it?
How do I see 100 patients a day? Yeah. Can't afford it? Expenses. Yeah, you look at $1 million business and you go, wow.
But no other chiropractor is seeing that many patients. No. I'm more interested in how you're doing. I think most people would be like, holy shit, how is this guy doing?
Time, passion, efficiency, processes, the right systems in place.
Yeah.
And it doesn't I'm not going to talk your subluxation into place. I'm going to adjust you. Mm-hmm. Figure out what's going on with you, and it's a process. And you're there.
Come back again. You make sure you come back in.
And you go through the process. Plan. Yeah. If I have to sit there and rub on you and do therapies, and it's going to take. I'm going to see less patients. Why do I want to do that? Why can't I just remove the nerve interference?
I told you about this before. I saw a chiropractor in Wasilla when I lived out there, and the first appointment, he stuck me in a room and made me watch a video for about 30 minutes of him talking about all this gimmicky equipment that he had, as you were saying before.
Wonderful. Yeah.
And then that's what and he's charged me like $180 for that. That's the kind of experience people are getting at chiropractors. That's what they're associating with chiropractors. And that guy went out of business. You know who he is. I don't need to name
And there's
him,
a lot of great chiropractors out there doing the exact same thing I'm doing.
What percentage is it?
I don't know.
Would you just guess? If you were to guess, is it 30%?
Yeah, it's probably 30, 40%. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I think of most professions as like 10% suck.
Yeah.
Like 10% are shitty,
there
sucky
are those
people.
that we talked about that on a radio show this week. You know, the big sine wave, right? We put up your Apple thing when they started doing the outline of the goggles. That reminded me of the parabola.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Most of us know that in the beginning, you know, you have the little tail on each end and the big hump in the middle, right? There's some hot rocks on one side, and there's the injectable nutraceuticals and lidocaine injections on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And in the middle, there's the people that are adjusting patients and know it's your economic engine as well. Here's my economic engine is my hands creating an adjustment to remove nerve interference. And most of the chiropractors know that the adjustment's number one. If another chiropractor comes to my office, like yesterday happened again, chiropractors come in, they don't want therapy. They don't want laser. They don't want massage. They want an adjustment, and they want a real adjustment. So they come to Curzie Chiropractic because we're giving an adjustment. So they come in there, they get adjusted, and they leave. They don't do all the rest of this stuff.
That's why people come to you. That's why you see 100 patients a day, because you're fucking giving people what they come in for, and you're helping people.
An adjustment, a real adjustment.
Just doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not the most, you know, but we have staff, overhead, building, insurances, every taxes and
everything businesses have.
We have a great business, but
you also rely on insurance quite a bit to repay, and that takes time, and you never know if they're going to pay.
Like this little son of a, he takes off. We did a personal injury case for him. He got paid by the insurance company, which isn't right. They should be paying us.
Gave you a check. He gave him a check.
Took off with it.
Yeah.
Took off. We never got paid. Never got paid $1. 2 years worth of work, and he takes off with our money. If I find that little son of a, because those kids, it's not an adult. He's a young kid.
20-year-old.
I like to break his little neck. Yeah.
He got a big check, and probably
takes off.
Yeah. Little son of a bitch. Anyways, we probably should close this out.
Yeah, I got to go to the gymnasium
for an hour here.
You know, being friends with you, I don't mind talking to you. Some people I don't like talking to.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I'm glad you came in and finally saw our place. I didn't realize you hadn't been here at all since we moved in.
Your daughter said it's on Eureka Street. It's like URK. I said, off at 36. I said, Eureka? I know the place very well. I used to pass it every single day. Eureka.
Dr. Curzie, I love you, buddy.
Eureka, love you, Mr. Seth Stetson. Nice to see you. Are we going to go golfing soon?
Yeah.
When?
I got a tournament on Friday. I'm playing in Settlers.
Oh.
I'm going to Homer this weekend.
Are you? For what?
Just to see my buddy. And
you going to play the Homer golf course on the way down?
Oh, my God. Have you seen the Homer golf course?
My friend owns it, so let's not talk bad about it.
Yeah. No, I went to that. It's not really like you think you were talking about the Soldotna one, maybe?
No,
like
Homer.
That? Yeah, I've been to that one, but I wouldn't call it a golf course.
No?
I would call it like
he calls it the dojo.
It's a dojo. I would call it a dojo for golf. Yeah. It's very small. You know, is it? Yeah, it's kind of like Fox Hollow. It's smaller than Fox Hollow, way smaller than Fox Hollow.
Oh. Like a little part 3?
I went there with my golf clubs like one time, like brought my golf clubs to Homer on a visit, and like went there and was not disappointed, but really surprised with how small. It was like a big front yard.
Really?
Yeah. You haven't been there?
No.
Oh my gosh.
I think I'm going to go play golf.
No. Just bring your pitching wedge and that's it.
Oh.
Yeah. Maybe 2 club, maybe a pitching wedge and like a
putter,
a sand wedge or a 60-degree.
And a putter. People say, I own a golf course.
Yeah, no. Don't. I'm surprised he's led anybody to believe it was a golf course. Like the Homer, like when I heard that too, I was like, man, he must be really doing
rich.
Well.
Yeah, you're doing real well.
But they are. I mean, obviously he's doing well. But yeah, it's a nice little. It's a serve yourself. You walk up to it, you put the money in the thing, or you do the credit card thing. You push the button on the iPad. You pay, and then you just tee off right there, and you just walk to the next thing, and it just kind of goes like this.
That's hysterical.
It's a little scary because there's cars that are coming across the driveway, and you're kind of hitting over the driveway. And
interesting.
Yeah.
I was talking to the Settlers Bay. Their greens are fantastic, right?
Are they good?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm talking to this couple comes in, and they were in Arizona at the time. They live here in Arizona. And that's where a lot of our patients down there are from Alaska.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to him, and he says, "Yeah, the greens on Settlers are really good this year." I said, "Well, it's a 4-step process. They had a permeable layer and an impermeable layer, and then they did different thing, and they were already cutting grass the other day, and because the guy that owns Homer Golf Course was showing me the videos of Settlers Bay and all their grass, and because he was trying to learn their techniques, and I'm talking to this guy, he's like, yeah, the greenskeeper was staying with us this week. And I'm like, oh yeah, the greenskeeper? He said, and he says, well, we kind of own Settlers Bay. He's a part owner of Settlers Bay. There's 10 guys own Settlers Bay.
Yeah. He's one of the investors. Yeah.
I'm a jackass. I'm talking to this guy about his greens and how they did it.
They hired somebody from out of state is what I heard.
No, it was the greenskeeper that did it here. Maybe they did technology or whatever, but the guy that runs the place here. Yeah.
I mean, we live in a unique place though, too, for golf. It's like, we got snow on the ground 9 months a year. It's like,
I'm telling this guy about his own golf course. Yeah.
Curzie, again, I appreciate you, man. And we better wrap this up
so we
can get to the gym.
All right. We go bump up now. Love you. Dubai.